of peace and friendship. We would like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the traditional unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq peoples. This territory is covered by the treaties of peace and friendship, which Wolastoqiyik, Mi'kmaq, and Passamaquoddy peoples first signed with the British Crown in 1726. The treaties did not deal with surrender of lands and resources, but in fact recognized Mi'kmaq and Wolastoqiyik title and established the rules for what was to be an ongoing relationship between nations. Thank you. Walalan. The oath of office. We do hereby accept the office of council and will diligently, faithfully, and impartially discharge to the best of our ability the duties of the office as may be imposed upon us by law. Next, if Deputy Mayor Carmichael would take the moment of reflection.
Yes, this month we have Alison Cook Lapointe of Lorne, Christine Falls of Nash Creek, Brenda Hickey of Lorne, Barry Hickey of Jacket River, Mabel Connie Gooden of Jacket River.
Thank you. Could we have a moment of reflection, please? Thank you. Next, we will look at the adoption of. Do we have any changes? If not, can we have a mover?
M 2024-08-19-73, that the agenda be adopted as presented.
Can I get a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. Conflict of interest, you can acknowledge with the clerk. And I believe we have one, but.
I do have one. I've already submitted it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
all right, thank you. The adoption of minutes from previous meetings. Can we get a mover for those?
M 2024-08-19-74, that the minutes of the Committee of Whole Council meeting of June 24th, 2024, the regular meeting of June 24th, 2024, and the special meeting of July 18th, 2024 be adopted as presented.
Can I get a seconder?
I'll second.
Motion passed. We will bypass statements by members of council and move down to administration reports. Clerk Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, so to review the financial reports for the general operating fund, balance forward in the general operating fund from June 2024, $1,171,041.69. We had deposits of $437,179.55 plus interest of $5,653.77. So total incoming was $442,833.32. Less checks issued and other payments of $456,121.68. And we had outstanding checks at the end of July of $24,022.07, which left us with a balance of $38,494.80. The balance in the capital reserve account was $2,915,161.61. Capital operating reserve account, $224,007.42, and the gas tax fund balance at the end of July, $708,441.37. We had accounts payable at the end of July of $92,820.85 and accounts receivable of $813.51. For the utility operating fund, the balance forward at the end of June, it was $4,964.01. We had total deposits throughout the month of July of $3,263.73. We had checks, payroll, other payments going out for $3,411.48. We had no outstanding checks at the end of July, so the balance in the account was $4,215.36. The capital reserve account balance was $91,269.38. The operating reserve account balance was $3,955.79. and the trust account balance at the end of July, $31,905.64. We had accounts payable at the end of July of $92, and we had residential accounts receivable of $4,975, and industrial accounts receivable of $1,301.57.
Thank you, Angela. Could we please get a mover for dash 75?
M 2024-08-19-75, that the financial report be accepted as presented and the accounts payable be paid.
Can I get a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. So we're on to motions and resolutions. And 9.1, I'm going to introduce Yvonne, Mr. Frenette from the Service Commission to guide us through this.
This Chesia is the owner of a property located 85 Talbot Drive. It's at the lower end of Belledoux. It's right behind the old Talbot Motel alongside the beach. The property has a width of 54 meters, a depth of 111 meters, and an area of 6,963 square meters. It's located alongside a private road. So the first section that starts from Main Street towards the beach is 292 meters. It's called Talbot Drive. That's a gravel road. After that, it's roughly 90 meters from that point up to the property where the cottage is. She would like to replace the existing cottage with a new one. So there was just a survey plan of the properties. Oops, I managed to do it. It's just a button on top here I could press instead of sliding. Can I use this one instead? Will it go up?
To your screen.
Broke my glasses, now broke the computer.
Oh, did you press that button? Oh, yeah, that's the power button. Okay, sorry, give me 1 second here. I don't know.
Can I use this? Can I
Yes,
go?
just use the down button there.
Okay.
It's just gonna take 1 second to chime in here. We're gonna start this again.
Will be already open back there.
I did. Yeah, so just use,
I thought I could use this one.
how come that's not, why is that not letting you? Okay, so if you
Just
just
touch
use,
on it, that's
yeah,
it.
touch on that and
I'll try.
give it a shot. It has to be on this side.
This side, okay, yeah, good. So that's the property in question. It's got 54 meters, like I said a while ago, 111 meters, 6,592 square meters. There's a brook towards Pointville, just on the side of the property. There's one existing cottage. She would like to change that cottage, and you will see at the end, she's got a plan of the new building she would like to put on. We were talking as far as the access. If you look, there's a red line, okay? That red line is a gravel road. It starts from Main Street. turn 90 degrees, it goes towards Pointe-Verte, so that's 292 meters. After that, 90 meters is kind of an orange line, goes up to the driveway that goes to the cottage. First portion gravel, second portion is 2 tracks along the lawn, basically in the lawn. It's located within our Railroad 2 zone. Within that zone, one dwelling unit or house or cottage is a permitted use. But within the rural plain, there's a section, okay? The council at that time did adopt a road designation map within the rural plain. Basically, the first section explained what, if I go on top, it's gonna go back up. It's gonna go up. Yeah. So basically, within the plan, you adopt the map. On the map, they're gonna show all the street within the municipality of Beldoon. In green, all the municipal street which is maintained, public municipal street maintained by the municipality is gonna be in green. So if you take that portion of the property, those streets are not on the map, so they're not maintained by the municipality. So within that, you got 2 paragraphs that does apply. It is proposed that road designation map for the village of Beldoon indicate the road and section thereof that the council assign municipal public street. Municipal public street is a road or a street for the use of the passage of public that receive year-round services and maintenance from the municipality or Department of Transportation, and that is able to effectively serve the various land use of the community for the reason that it is designed in physical condition meet minimum standard. It is proposed that any building lots that has a direct frontage on a municipal street be approved for development without referral to the council. So if the lot had a frontage on municipal street, you wouldn't have to bring it here. Since it doesn't, then it's a power of the council. They kept a regard to be able to examine every request. So it is proposed that the erection of any building on a lot that has no direct frontage on municipal public street shall be referred to council for approval. Each application will be received by council pursuant to the paragraph 34.3D of the Community Planning Act that provide that a zoning bylaw may prohibit the erection of any building in respect of which, in the opinion of the council, satisfactory arrangement have not been made for the supply of electricity, water, sewage, street, or other service or facilities. Also, you do have a section within the zoning bylaw that basically says the same thing. Section 3, powers of the council, no building may be erected in the municipality in respect of which, in the opinion of the council, such very arrangement have not been made for the supply of electricity, water, sewage, and all the same thing that we just listed. So if you take Mrs. Chechia property, if you take the electricity or power, the property is serviced by NB Power, so there's no problem with that. Water and sewer, there's already an existing well on the property, an existing sewage, which is a private system because you don't have any public system in that area. As far as the streets, it's basically what we mentioned a while ago. The first 292 feet, it's a private road, which is a gravel road. After that, it's 90 meters of property, basically a track on the lawn. There are 2 cottages or houses on that, that are located in that area, which is located on Talbot Road. So there are 2 other properties that serve the same. So if the council decide to go ahead, we put 3 conditions. That the portion of Talbot Drive, which is not maintained by the municipality, is not suitable for a public street. The municipality of Beldoon will not upgrade or maintain this section of the street, and all maintenance services and improvement are the responsibility of the owners. Garbage will not be collected along the portion of Talbot Drive, which is not maintained by the municipality. It would have to be brought to this section of municipal public street. And the last one is something that does apply anyway. Since there's a brook towards the village of Pointe-Verte on the eastern side, if you're building within 30 meters of a brook, you need a water course alteration for the Department of Environment. So basically, that's the portion of the gravel road, 292 meters. And that's the last portion. You could see the two tracks where they ride on, but it's just on the lawn. The existing cottage that they want to demolish and rebuild a new one, it's old, foundation in bad shape, so they would like to replace it. So if you take the property, it's approximate location of the building, 49 meters from the front, 47 meters from the watercourse, not the watercourse, but the Baie des Chaleurs, 20-some meters or one side. So those are all the minimum or more than the minimum provided within the zoning regulation. That's basically what you would like to build. So it's a power to council to approve or deny. It's already existing, been there for quite a few years, so she would like to replace it. Any questions?
Any questions, council?
This is solely a seasonal building?
Right now, it's seasonal building. I assume in the future, sooner or later, it's gonna be a house. Most of them. that's
And they're
all.
aware of the conditions?
The condition, then if you pass your resolution, it's gonna go right to them.
Okay, thank you.
And that's gonna be put on the building permit too. So then,
Just a technical question. I see on your map that you showed the property line extended right into the Baie des Chaleurs.
that's the old property map from the Service New Brunswick, so they were never adjusted with the erosion and all that.
Okay, so you can't own the water. So at the end of the day, they would only gather that land if the Baie des Chaleurs receded.
Yes.
Okay,
If you take to Fishery and Ocean, sometime you're gonna see people that they try to claim whatever they own. So most of the time at the average high tide, you cannot walk alongside the beach. Usually you should have a little buffer. But
Okay.
most of the time you don't do that.
Okay. Thank you, Weevil. So we have a motion on the table. Yeah,
So just real quickly on the motion, there was a little bit of confusion in the translation, but there is only one word that needs to be changed for whoever's reading it. And if council prefers, I certainly don't mind to read the resolution just to make sure. But there was one word that said in the "be it resolved" section, that council of Beldoon agree to the construction of the cottage to replace the existing one on the existing foundation. It's actually on the existing footprint. It's not the same, as Yvonne just said, the foundation is in disarray, they need to redo it, so they don't want it to specify foundation, it's on the same footprint. So I don't mind to read that. Mr. Mayor, if you like, I can go ahead and read that resolution, and
I actually would object to that. Resolutions and motions are those of council. And at the end of the day, I believe I could be saving your ass. So, allow council to read the motion and allow council to approve the motion or deny the motion. And
sometimes I like to hear my own voice, Ron.
all right. So do we have a mover?
PID number 20785-945 build request M 2024-0819-76. Whereas Ms. Lynn Chechia would like to replace the existing cottage located on the property bearing PID 20785-945 with a new one. Whereas the property bearing PID 20785-945 has no frontage on a municipal public street as shown on the road designation map for the Village of Beldoon, enclosed within the bylaw 17-01-2008, entitled "A Bylaw to Adopt the Rural Plan of the Village of Beldoon." Whereas under section 4.5 of the rural plan, it is proposed that the erection of any building on a lot that has no direct frontage on a municipal public street shall be referred to council for approval. Whereas the council can prohibit the erection of any building in respect of which, in the opinion of the council, satisfactory arrangements have not been made for the supply of electric power, water, sewage, street, or other services or facilities. Be it resolved that the Council of Belledune agree to the construction of a cottage to replace the existing one on the existing footprint on the property owned by Lynn Chechia and bearing PID 2078595 with the following conditions. The portion of Talbot Drive which is not maintained by the municipality is not suitable for a public street. The municipality of Belledune will not upgrade or maintain this section of the street. All maintenance services, improvements, and snow removal services are the responsibility of the property owner. The garbage will not be collected along the portion of Talbot Drive, which is not maintained by the municipality. It will have to be brought up to the maintained portion of Talbot Drive.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. 9.2.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we have a letter of recommendation that was received from Boissonneau McGraw concerning the ditching and pipe replacement work on Newell Road. There is a motion number 77 to award the project to the sole bidder, which was Talon Construction.
Do we have a mover?
M 2024-08-19-77, that council, as per the letter of recommendation from Boissonneau McGraw, awards the tender for ditching and pipe replacement Noel Road project number 7804 to the sole bidder Talon Construction, Inc. for the sum of $108,695.42, tax included.
Seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question, all those in,
Within the engineer's estimated costs?
I believe that was below the engineer's estimated cost. I'll
How
double check it.
refreshing.
I'll double check it.
Thank you.
I believe that it was because I believe it was 92 plus HST. So I believe it was under their estimate, and I know that it was definitely under what was budgeted for the
Okay,
project.
perfect, thank you.
on the question, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. The Appeals Committee. Okay. So we have a motion -78. Can we get a mover?
M 2024-08-19-78, whereas the Council of the Village of Belledune has adopted bylaw DUP 09-2020, a bylaw of the Village of Belledune respecting dangerous and/or unsightly premises. And whereas the Local Governments Act provides for an appeal committee under Section 134. Now therefore be it resolved that council establish the appeal committee for dangerous or unsightly premises, which has authority to deal with appeal resulting from the issuance of notice of comply for dangerous and unsightly premises under the Section 134 of Local Governments Act. Be it further resolved that council appoints the following persons on the committee: Shauna Hickey, Barry Legacy, Michael McDonald, and Lynn Bailey. Be it further resolved that the minimum of 3 people is required to hear an appeal, even if more are appointed by council. These 3 people are to be chosen by the chair of the committee, who is also appointed by council.
We have a seconder.
I'll second it.
On the question,
I just have one thing to say. I'm not going to support the motion, and not that I think any of the 4 people would do a bad job. I just have a problem with the optics of a member of council's spouse being on a committee that should be completely and totally separate from council. So it's not that I think that Mr. McDonald would do a bad job. I think he would be fabulous. I just don't like the optics of a close connection between council and that committee. And it's I think it's going to be a highly emotional type of thing where you're talking about tearing down people's houses and cleaning up property and stuff that it looks like directions are coming from council. I just don't like the optics of it. So it isn't that I wouldn't like to see you there. It's just I have a problem with those types of conflicts.
I'd like to make a comment, Deputy Mayor, if you'd come to the chair. First off, I'd like to thank everyone who put their names in to be on this committee. And hopefully this is going to be the first step in what is expediting some places that either should be cleaned up, and if the owner's not willing to clean up, or then the next step, whatever that step is. But I would say this, we have waited too long for an appeals committee. And the people who are on this committee do a fantastic job. I don't share in the hesitancy to have someone who's related in any way to council on this appeals committee, because are we going to wait forever and ever? And if the appeals committee is a linchpin to getting some things done, are we going to now say that the people out there are going to say to themselves, are you kidding me? When do we actually start getting things done and getting some of these things done? So, thankfully we have a committee. I understand that there are some more people out there who would like to join the committee. And I think that we should have as many people on this committee as we possibly can. I think I've heard at least one name that I think would be a great addition. But thank you for putting your names in. Let's please move on with this process and get some of these buildings dealt with. Thank you.
I'd also like to make a comment if I could. The statement was well made, Your Worship, that, the appeals committee, is a integral part of the reason why we have not moved forward with properties being, let's say, cleaned up in the past. I commend the people who have put their name in for what is, let's say, the beginning of the beautification of our community. Yes, there may be some conflicts, but at the end of the day, the results is what we're looking for. We are a small community. I don't think there's any committee in Beldoon that somebody's not related to somebody. So at the end of the day, we need to understand that there's a difference between taking an interest in your community and trying to be biased. And I commend these people for stepping forward and putting their name forward, because it will be a critical part of moving our community to better beautification.
I'm very happy that we finally have a committee together. We've waited a long time. This is not the first time we asked. We're very fortunate and lucky to have the people that put their name forward, and I want to thank you. Yes, this is the beginning. Maybe when we do a policy, we could maybe make a term of how long the committee members can be on, and then redo it in the future. But thank you to everyone that put their name forward, because this is the start of something we've been working and wanting to solve for a very long time.
All right. Thank you. Then with that, let's have the vote. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. Yes, yeah. Can we get Councillor Guitar to know? All right, then we are on to general correspondence.
Very quickly, we had the SPC report for both June and July received in, and we had the Universal Rail System track report for both June and July received in for correspondence, and that was the culmination of the correspondence.
Okay, then can we get the motion to go to a closed session? Can we have someone move -79?
M 2024-08-1979. Be it resolved to close the meeting to the public to discuss the following. Do it. Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
168, bracket 1, bracket F, information concerning legal opinions or advice provided to local government by its solicitor or privileged communications between solicitor and client in a matter of local government business.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. We'll go into closed session and then we'll be back to adjourn.
It shouldn't be long, this one.
Everybody went home.
They deserved it, yes. Okay.
My laptop decided before the meeting to.
Do we need a motion to re-adjourn before we adjourn? Sure, okay. All right. And we're back in time to adjourn. Can we get a mover for the adjournment motion?
M 2024-08-19-80, that the meeting has been adjourned at 8:39.
And seconder?
I'll second it.
On the question, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passed. Meeting is adjourned.